So chances are pretty good that this guy is going to resist. No gun permits, but we got to be very cautious of that. Let's go ahead and make contact. Yeah, this is definitely a high-risk stop. Good afternoon, sir. Trooper Flashwing with the San Andreas Highway Patrol, and he's running. What's up, everybody? It is Flashwing back again for another LSPDFR patrol here for GTA 5. And again, we're just kind of continuing to move on to different types of gameplay and doing a few different things, driving a few different cars. Again, thank you for everybody's support and for watching the videos, dropping comments. You know, this is kind of easy for me as a way of interacting with all of you who have subscribed to my channel, because you know, it's a lot harder right now here in Phoenix to get out and do some motorcycle vlogs and stuff like that. And I really do love LSPDFR. And as you can see, some crazy stuff going on in the background with people getting pulled out of cars and falling out of trees. I mean, there's no shortage of randomness, and every single patrol is always different, which is, again, what makes it, I guess, so entertaining to watch. Today, we're up here at the Paleto Bay Sheriff's Office in Paleto Bay, which is on the very northern tip of San Andreas. And you can see we got our standard highway patrol Dodge Charger behind us. But we're not going to be driving that today. Instead, we're going to be driving this. We're going to be driving a very nicely equipped, high-powered Mustang that has been on loan from the Los Santos Police Department to the Paleto Bay Sheriff's Office. And in fact, we're here to pick this up today. And we're going to be doing a few traffic stops and doing some traffic enforcement along the freeway before we actually return this back to the Los Santos Police Department. I figured it would be nice, two birds with one stone, pick up a car, have some fun, and then drop it off. So today, this is going to be our ride. This is a really awesome modeled Mustang. It's a lot of fun to drive. It is very, very fast, and it has lots of power. So if you're not really into the faster cars for patrolling, this might not necessarily be one of your favorite episodes. But overall, this is a great car. It's well modeled. But of course, it's only good for one thing, and that's really traffic enforcement. As you can see, there's no rear seat, there's no rear partition, there's really no area for a carbine or shotgun, so you have to keep those in the trunk. Otherwise, it's designed for one thing and one thing only: to intimidate drivers and to track down speeders. So let's go ahead and hop in and get started on today's patrol. We're obviously rocking the San Andreas Highway Patrol uniform, and also have our vest, which reminds me we're going to want to make sure that we have topped off with our health and armor. And I also want to make one final adjustment to the vehicle before we begin. Nothing in the trunk, as you can see. It's okay. You know, not every vehicle is going to have a fully rendered trunk. The light bar setup's not bad. I'm going to make one quick change here, and I'm going to set the number plate to something I like that's just fun, that says "Do Not Run." To give you an idea of kind of what we're dealing with in terms of the light setup, you do have your stage 1s. You have your stage 2 lights, which is a combination of red and blue and the amber lights, as well as lights behind the front brush guard and in the windshield. And then stage 3, I actually did alter the ELS configuration file, because the standard ELS file did have the traffic hazards along with your stage 3 lights, and it was just a little much. The traffic hazards are very bright, and you can't adjust those necessarily in conjunction with the existing lights. So I kind of felt like this was a little bit more of a subdued look. It wasn't quite in your face, because that yellow light just really, really brightened things up quite a lot. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick look inside the interior. Again, a very nicely modeled inside interior. You've got your, you got your very nicely bolstered seats with the Mustang symbol on them. You do also have fully workable gauges as well, which is really awesome. You can see when you engage the e-brake, when your lights are on and off. You know, some really, really nice features, and it's very, very well put together. And again, you know, you have all your other niceties that you would expect from a well-modeled vehicle within LSPDFR. In addition, of course, you do have your dash cam, and we do have access to spotlights if we needed them. We also have our passive radar system built in, so we are all set to go. Just need to let dispatch know that we're ready to go 10-8, and then we're going to hit the freeway and just see what we can see. Dispatch 8 Lincoln 24, show me 1041, 10-8.
Acknowledged 8 Lincoln 24, proceed to patrol area.
All right, we got a 9F2. 73. Whoa. Careful. Oh man, you can do way better than that. Way better than that. All right. First catch of the day. A nice convertible 9F. Dispatch 8 Lincoln 24. Show me out on a 1011 westbound US Route 1 just outside Paleto Bay.
10-4, copy. 8 Lincoln 24. Proceed with caution.
Requesting a plate check. It's occupied ×1.
Suspect license plate 04 Frank Tom Paul 829er.
And Ashley McFarlane. Apologies, everybody. I just realized that the radio is still on. We can't have that done, otherwise I'm gonna be hit with a copyright. Okay, let's try this again. Vehicle records. Yeah, the 9F is registered to an Ashley McFarlane. Everything looks good with the car. Ms. Farlane has a citation record, failure to stop at a traffic signal. She's been stopped twice. 40 years old. No gun permits. It's like a fairly normal individual who was just kind of hot rodding it coming into Paleto Bay. Let's go ahead and hop out and make contact with her. Good afternoon, ma'am. Trooper Flash Swing with the San Andreas Highway Patrol. How are you doing this afternoon? On my way to pick up some delicious pizza from Mama John's. Oh, do I love pizza. That is one of my great weaknesses. Beside pizza, do you know why I pulled you over? Hope it's nothing bad. Well, ma'am, I'm afraid so. I clocked you doing 73 and a 60 just up US Route 1 here coming into Paleto Bay. I was on my way to Disney Plus and Thrust. I've seen that excuse a couple times. Ma'am, I do understand, but the speed limit is posted here at 60 miles an hour and you were doing 73. Can I see your license, registration, proof of insurance, please?
Kiflam.
Hey, Ashley McFarlane. Everything looks good. All right, Miss McFarlane. You are my first stop today. We're out here running the Mustang, doing traffic control, and just trying to make sure people understand that the Highway Patrol takes speeding very seriously, especially when you're getting into Paleto Bay. The speed limit up at the intersection ahead does drop dramatically, and it's probably one of the most dangerous intersections in the state. So I just want to let you know that I'm going to let you slide with a warning today. Your record's clean. I don't see any issues, but I do need you to slow it down for me, and definitely be careful at the intersection up ahead. You do have a wonderful day, ma'am. You are free to go when I get back to my cruiser. Now. Sometimes I like the first stop to just be a warning. I know I haven't done it yet on camera. Man. Whew. All right. no big deal. You know, we have a chance to kind of stop people and look for the bigger stuff. We're looking for the bigger fish. We're looking for the drugs. We're looking for the DUIs, all that sort of thing. So we're going to go ahead and get 10-8 and get back on the freeway. Dispatch 8 Lincoln 24, show me 10-8. Mark me back in service.
Copy that. 8 Lincoln 24. Proceed to patrol area.
Just had a car pass me in my own lane. Whoa. Oh, what are you... This is not...
Dispatch, I got 19 for you.
There we go. No? This might be a drunk driver. Might be a drunk driver, friends. Dispatch, show me on a 1011 southbound US Route 13 near Grapeseed.
10-4, copy that. 8 Lincoln 24. Approach with caution.
Requesting vehicle check. See what we got here.
Suspect's license plate 20 Edward Young Mary 969er.
Linda Rose. Another 9F. This one a hardtop. Miss Rose has been stopped 5 times. She's been arrested once for inciting a riot and then doing drugs in public. Had a broken head or tail light, driving under the influence, and illegal underglow. So Miss Rose has been a frequent customer of law enforcement, and she ought to know better than to be passing cars in their own lane. She probably didn't even realize it was a police car. You'd be surprised how often, even with marked vehicles, when you don't expect it to be what it is, you don't even see it. Under the circumstances, I'm going to approach on the passenger side just to stay out of traffic. Afternoon, ma'am. Trooper Flashwing with the San Andreas Highway Patrol. How are you doing this afternoon? Not bad at all. That's good to hear. Ma'am, do you know why I just pulled you over? Turned out I was newly single. Oh, no, ma'am, I did not hear that. But if I did, I am married. So that is most definitely not the reason. Let's see. Ma'am, just down US Route 13, you passed me in my own lane, which essentially is failure to yield to another vehicle. Cops are narrow. Well, ma'am, the cops are around today. I can understand we're driving a somewhat undercover Mustang, but I figured the bar lights and the big old 911 on the bumper would have given it away. So this time you actually passed a cop car in your lane. Can I see your license, registration, proof of insurance? Give me a minute. Take your time, man. Take your time.
Kiflam. Thanks.
Ma'am, you got anything illegal in the vehicle? No, ma'am. It's only entrapment if I put something illegal in the vehicle and then arrest you for it. All right, just hang out right here for me a minute, okay? All right. So Miss Rose copped to doing this sort of thing all the time with no cops around. So I gotta tell you, especially given how many times she's been stopped 5 times. So Miss Rose is definitely getting a ticket. Question is, how are we going to roll this? You could say it's a violation of right-of-way, but in this case, I would say it's a failure to yield because I was already occupying the lane, and it's a pretty easy way to nail the situation. Crossing over the center divider, driving on the shoulder. I'm just taking a quick look here. Improper lane change. Improper passing. I think we're going to stick with failure to yield. I almost want to nail her also for improper passing to kind of stack tickets because if you haven't figured things out by now, then you need to start feeling some punishment. Add short notes. Be sure to change back to not using non-lethal ammo. All right, we're going to submit citation. Just want to add additional notes. Okay, let's go ahead and there. All right, Miss Rose, here is your information back. Sure. All right, Miss Rose, you've been stopped by law enforcement several times for a variety of different things, and you did cop to the fact that this is normal behavior for you, except when the police are not around. So, ma'am, I don't think you're taking the situation very seriously, so I want to let you know that I'm going to be citing you for failure to yield today. The kids can eat ramen noodles for a week. Well, ma'am, all you got to do to solve that problem is to not break the law. In this case, don't pass vehicles in an occupied lane. Just move over to the adjacent lane, pass the vehicle, and move back over. That's as simple as it needs to be. Nobody else has to feel punishment. So, with this ticket, you got to pay the fine or appear in court. The state must think we all earn six figures. No, ma'am, we certainly do not. And those of us who work for the state work very hard, and we definitely do not make six figures as a result. Be sure to take care of this ticket, otherwise it will turn into a warrant. All right, so you've already experienced this back in 2010. I understand. Ma'am, I do need you to sign the ticket. This is not an acknowledgement of guilt, just that you received the ticket and you'll take care of it, or you'll show up to court. That's no problem. You can always talk to your attorney. This is standard practice. This is, again, not an admission of guilt. Here's your citation, ma'am. Please be more careful. You're free to leave when I return to my cruiser. Have a wonderful day. Yeah. That's exactly what we're out to do, ladies and gentlemen. We are out here to stop nonsense like that. Now, she's probably going to crash right into the barrier soon. Wow, I'm amazed. All right. Dispatch 8 Lincoln 24, mark me back in service.
We have a, in Santiansky Mountain Range.
Lincoln 24, I'll take that one.
Vehicle is a, Stanier, 1048, Lincoln 24.
Stanier, the partial plate. Looking for a Thomas Mcdonald's Grand Theft Auto. Under a Stanier. Stanier is kind of one of the Crown Vic, like a mix between like an older Caprice and a Crown Vic, which looks a lot like that, actually. Where's this guy going? That looks a lot like a Stanier. Let's get close.
Target last seen heading southbound on Sonora Freeway.
And that's us. That's probably this guy. Dispatch requesting a plate check. That did not just hit that.
Suspect's license plate 56 Paul Robert Lincoln 564.
That's
A warrant
him.
issued. Proceed with caution.
Well, what about that? That a bolo run almost right in front of us. Go ahead and initiate a stop and see what we can do here. I think we can a little bit better than that. Let's try and get this car around the corner. Get off the main drag. An outstanding warrant situation here.
Assistance required in Grande Sonora Desert.
Yeah, we should have enough room for backup to show up. Let's,
Dispatch, Ocean 1 here. We can take that if no one else wants it.
So I don't think this is a stolen car. The owner, though, I think is wanted for being... So he's wanted for vehicle manslaughter. Well, this guy's got quite a record. Making terroristic threats, open container in public, burglary, attempted murder of a police officer, and resisting arrest without violence. So chances are pretty good that this guy is going to resist. No gun permits, but we got to be very cautious of that. Let's go ahead and make contact. Yeah, this is definitely a high-risk stop. Good afternoon, sir. Trooper Flashwing with the San Andreas Highway Patrol, and he's running. Dispatch, we got a pursuit northbound Catclaw Avenue. Get the shit together. Dispatch, show me the pursuit.
Roger.
Suspect's going to be westbound Smoke Tree Road. It's going to be in a gray Stanier 4-door.
Acknowledged.
Oh, Eddie 1050. Suspect 1050 proceeding on foot.
Copy that.
Bumped him with the car. Stay, trooper, stay there. Gonna need pursuit back up. Oh, man, don't make me run. If you keep running, I'm gonna tase you. Taser deployed, dispatch.
Copy
Get
that.
your hands up. Stop. Need backup, code 3.
Backup required in Grande Sonora Desert.
All right.
Charlie 4, roger that. We'll look for those maggots.
Hey, man, you got anything that is going to poke me, stick me, prod me? Yeah, where's my backup at? It's all by myself. All right, we found a screwdriver, a pencil, and a flashlight. We got ourselves the Thomas Mcdonald, who is absolutely part of that bolo. All right, Mr. McDonald. Guess we're going to add fleeing and eluding as well as property damage to your list of charges. Dispatch, I'm going to need backup code 3.
Backup needed in Grande Sonora Desert.
All right, Mr. McDonald, pick up the pace, sir.
Copy that, dispatch. Animals on the loose.
All right, we got a car in the middle of the street here. That's... Man, I'm definitely... All right. I need a unit to get over here and babysit this guy while I figure out what's going on with this scene. Man, how lucky were we that we were right by that U-tool and that guy just happened to roll out. All right, man, can you watch this guy real quick? I got to get this scene under control. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not really equipped to deal with a scene here. But fortunately, we were in the area when that bolo came out. What dumb luck. Now, it did say that he was wanted for Grand Theft Auto. All right, we're gonna cone this off here real quick. Fortunately, since we're working traffic, we do actually have the kit necessary for dealing with traffic. We're gonna temporarily close the road while we deal with this, but we're gonna try and get this scene cleaned up here. See if we can deploy a couple cones here. This is another really great feature of Stop the Ped. The Stop the Ped developer's been really doing a great job trying to integrate all these different mods together, and that's perfectly fine because it means really less overall modifications, and you're going to get better performance. Not too bad here, not too bad. I'm a little bummed that I I'm a little bummed that I actually bumped this car. Oh God, please do not run into my cruiser. I may actually, might actually try something out here. So there's a modification called Scene Manager. And I'm going to try it out. I don't normally have the opportunity to do this. So we don't want our crime scene being contaminated here. So this is going to be the scene manager. Ideally, the traffic manager is supposed to create waypoints. So we're going to do 10 miles an hour. And you're supposed to be able to create a waypoint system that gives the AI a place to go. Like a set of waypoints to lock onto, right? And so, in theory, I've gotten this to work once before. But I've really not had a lot of luck in the meantime. And I imagine it's because I'm not doing something right. I don't think it's got anything to do with the AI itself. Now, see, there it goes. Okay, perfect. So you can create like a pathway that the AI will follow, and traffic will route around your scene. Now, we do have a problem with this cruiser down here being in the way. I'm actually going to move the sheriff car. We're just going to move the... I'm actually going to move the sheriff car down here so that the, the deputy doesn't have to walk far. And then, ideally, if I move my own car so that everybody else can get through. Let's see if I can let these cars through here. I'm just experimenting, folks. You're kind of along for the ride here. I actually wonder if the sheriff car is in the way. I don't know. The other... Yeah, maybe it is. So in theory now... Okay, it was because the Code 3 lights were on the sheriff's car. So we're going to go ahead and just leave those at the Code 2 status. Okay, so we've got this car to contend with here, and Mr. Thomas, of course, has got a warrant for being wanted. So we're going to be searching the vehicle incident to arrest because he's definitely getting booked. Thanks for everybody's patience on that. I really just wanted to see how that system was going to work. You could see how the, whoa, a fedora and an IED. How could you possibly have, like, a greater contrast in crap to have in your car? You got a fedora, which is probably not something that you really want to have in your car to begin with. And then, of course, you have an IED. Good grief. That's pretty extraordinary. Dispatch 8 Lincoln 24 requesting a tow truck. We're going to go ahead and get this car towed out of here. Where does this guy think he's going? Oh, really, dude?
Tow truck. Assistance required on Panorama Drive.
The LSPD is never going to let us have this car again if I bring it back scratched. I don't know. How does it look here? Oh, man. That's not good. I mean, it'll buff out, but... Tow truck's got the car. Now, the only problem is he's going to run... Is he going to run through my cones? Well, the back car did. Wait. Wow, he missed the cones. Look at that. All right, so we got the car taken care of. We do have the scene being secure. We're going to go ahead and just park over here real quick. Use my 20-point turn. And we're just going to go ahead and remove the cones. Remove all cones. And we are going to... oops, sorry about that. We're actually going to remove all the paths. So now the AI can proceed like normal. And we're going to go ahead and open up the roads. So everything is hunky-dory with respect to traffic. We're all good there. Let's go ahead and figure out what is going on with Mr. Mcdonald here. Let's just double check. Dispatch requesting a ped check. Gonna make sure we got the right guy here, Deputy.
Ambulance. Assistance required on Panorama Drive.
Dispatch 8 Lincoln 24 requesting a ped check. I mean, maybe an ambo's needed. Well, the deputy's license is suspended, requesting a ped check.
Roger.
Oh my goodness. There we go, Thomas McDonald. It's okay, guys. We're all good here. Nobody's injured.
Where's my stash of tequila?
Okay, so this is absolutely Thomas McDonald with an outstanding warrant. And he did find an IED. So we're going to ask him about that weapon real quick. Mr. McDonald, oh gosh, the ambos. Now the ambo is just wrecked into the sheriff car. What do you have this explosive device for? You never know when you might need an IED, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, I'm glad that you at least admitted that you owned it. That way there's no mystery there. So, Mr. McDonald, you're going to be booked on an outstanding warrant, fleeing and eluding law enforcement, resulting in property damage, and you're also going to be booked for having possession of an explosive device. We're going to go ahead and get those charges written up here, and then we're going to hand you over to the deputy. We're going to add to his already very impressive list of crimes that he's been convicted of. Fleeing police resulting in injury, property, or death. Thankfully, nobody died, but we did. One thing I have to figure out is like the difference between fleeing a traffic stop. But I mean, I guess fleeing police resulting in property or death. That's pretty severe. We are going to also nail him for reckless driving and endangerment, because that was absolutely part of it. And then we're going to do possession of an explosive device. That sheriff's car is definitely going to be messed up now. And I think that's actually under violent crimes. Destructive devices. Gosh. I mean, that's plenty, right? Submit charges.
You're dead, asshole!
Well, yeah. Yeah. Dispatch requesting prisoner transport.
Assistance required on Panorama Drive.
Enjoy the booty house, Mr. McDonald. You know, I think that's probably going to bring us to the end of our patrol, folks. We've definitely had a couple fun stops, and we had a little bit more excitement than we anticipated with respect to this bolo. The sheriff there seems to be having some trouble. Oh, there we go.
Thank you kindly.
I'm not really sure what is going on here. There seems to be a problem getting the suspect into the back seat. Well, while they're working that out, why don't we actually, I keep forgetting to do this, but let's take a look at the court cases. So we do have two cases from today. You can see today being 6/23. And we're going to reveal the outcomes of these court cases. And if you haven't seen this before, it's a little fun. But yeah, you essentially can wait 48 hours and the court cases will automatically populate. And of course, these are all the previous people that we stopped. So for yesterday's episode where we were in the county, you had Julia Henson, and I think you had, I remember Lily Ward. So I think we had those two. And then let's see. It's like Lily Ward was in the Mesa, the Jeep. She had an expired registration over 30 days. So if we reveal her outcome, we see she was fined $267. Michael Hale, if you remember, had possession of fentanyl, intent to distribute. Let's see, I'm trying to think when we did this one. I think this was a previous episode, so we're not going to do that. Let's go ahead and focus on today. Oh, the sheriff finally got the guy in the car. How about that? So today we had Belinda Rose, which was in the 9F. She was the one who passed us in our own lane. And she was found not guilty of any charges. You know, sometimes justice is not always what we think it should be, right? In this case, somehow, maybe she just had a really good lawyer. You know, who knows what the deal was with that. And then Mr. Thomas Mcdonald, who is on his way to prison right now, we can actually reveal the outcome of him. And Mr. McDonald is being sent to prison for 15 years. He was fined $801 and sentenced to 3 years for possession of the IED. He was fined for reckless driving and endangerment. His license is revoked and he was granted probation. Fleeing the police, $864. His license was revoked again, and he's doing 12 years in prison. I mean, he did some property damage, but nobody died. 12 years in prison and found not guilty on his own warrant. How? Again, sometimes justice is just not what you think it is. No matter, though, Mr. McDonald's going to be doing a solid 15 years. 15 years. Well, folks, this has been a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today on our highway patrol using the Los Santos PD's very fast and nicely equipped Mustang. And we're going to definitely end this out here in the county. And I think that's about all there is to say. So I hope you enjoyed the patrol. And we'll see you next time. Take care.